Welcome, everyone, and good morning. I am Southern Belle 74, and this is my top 4 trending stories that are going on right now in the news. We're going to begin with newly elected mayor. That's right, New York has a newly elected mayor, and his name is Eric Adams. Let's get into it.
What's up, guys? I don't know if y'all can hear it, family, but they were just playing New York, New York by Frank Sinatra. I mean, this is the moment that we live for right here, Emily.
It so is, Lawrence. There is nothing like being in Times Square for the ball drop and then hearing New York, New York, Frank Sinatra, Auld Lang Syne. Everyone was wishing each other the best. There was no Fauci directives here. Everyone was just wishing each other goodbye to 2021 and so excited that it's 2022, celebrating together as one, as Americans here. It was incredible.
And Emily, at this very moment, Eric Adams, who is the next mayor of New York, is being sworn in right now. Guys, do we have that footage?
Support the Constitution
of the United States.
It is live right now. We're playing it right now.
The Constitution of the State of New York.
The Constitution of the State of New York.
And the Charter of the City.
And the Charter of the City.
Of New York.
Of New York.
And I will faithfully.
And I will faithfully.
Discharge the duties.
Discharge the duties
of the office
of
the mayor of the city of New York,
of the mayor of the city of New York,
according to the best of my ability.
To the best of my abilities.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
So you have it there, guys. The new mayor of New York, Eric Adams, who came in on a mandate, a guy that supported the police, and people are expecting some new things in New York City. Hasn't been that safe, but now they're expecting with this new guy coming in, former cop, that came in with other people were talking about defunding the police, that he's going to be a change agent.
I swear, Lawrence, I think the only thing louder than the celebratory nature of this last moment when we got into 2022 was the sigh of relief of all of the New Yorkers around here for that new Mayor Adams. We are so excited for the opportunity and the direction that 2022 will hold, because it will be anything but last year, and it's all going to be downhill from here. It's going to be amazing. So much to celebrate.
That's
so
exactly
much to look
right.
forward to.
All right, guys, y'all in Nashville. This new mayor has...
All right, guys. I think she meant uphill instead of downhill. Bless her heart. She was probably sipping on a little celebratory New Year's Jesus juice. But anyway, we're going to continue on with our next story. Newly elected Haiti's prime minister was recently almost assassinated after leaving a church service. That's right, guys. He was leaving church when some masked gunmen approached and opened fire. Let's get into it. All right, guys. Haiti, we're just sending prayers to Haiti because they've gone through so much civil unrest. And this is just another instance where, it's just out of control. The government has just got to do something to control better the population. The masses are running amok over there. You can't even go to church service without fear of possibly getting shot to death. Isn't that something? So once again, we're just going to keep Haiti in our prayers. Let's move on. I don't know if you guys realize, but over the weekend, Virginia got some snow and it left hundreds of drivers on I-95 stranded for over 24 hours. Let's get into it.
An epic traffic disaster playing out over the last 36 hours in Virginia. Thousands of cars brought to a standstill by that massive storm dropping a foot of snow on the D.C. region, overwhelming road crews and trapping thousands of people, the elderly, kids, and pets in their cars. It started last night, a sea of static red taillights in freezing temps. By morning through most of the day, they barely budged. Overhead, NBC Washington's news chopper.
Some folks stuck in their vehicles overnight with little food or water.
And no restrooms. The affected highway, a 50-mile stretch of I-95 from Caroline County, Virginia to Dumfries. With few off-ramps, drivers had no escape. But even the side roads are clogged.
We have little kids and we're doing the best we can. But of course, there's other people who need assistance more than we do.
Among the thousands trapped for 20 hours or longer, the Sabon family driving from Boston to Florida, watching the sunrise at 7 a.m., the kids asleep in the back seat.
We got here about 9 o'clock last night. We haven't moved. So that's kind of how it's been.
Also stuck for more than 26 hours, Senator Tim Kaine.
There's families with kids. There's families that have seniors in the car, people with medical issues. People are running out of gas.
Sisters Gabrielle and Noelle bundled up in blankets to save their limited gas and playing video games to pass the time.
Everyone over here is sharing food. They're walking down through all the lanes and offering snacks up.
Finally, through the afternoon, slow movement on the roads and a slow go in the skies, too. Another 1,400 flight cancellations today after 3,000 yesterday. January 4th, and families are still trying to get home from the holidays.
What an ordeal it's been for so many folks. How did this happen? Were the roads treated?
They were not treated because this started out as a rain event. The rain would have washed away the treatment. And then the snow came in hard and really built up quickly. So road crews tried to keep up. They were quickly overwhelmed. Then they had downed trees, abandoned cars, wrecked cars. This thing just simply got out of control. And by the way, Senator Kaine finally made it to Washington late this afternoon.
All right, guys, that was something else. My nephew came and visited me for a week, the week of New Year's, and his plane got delayed. I took him up to the airport, and at first they said it was going to be a delay, and then the delay turned into a cancellation. And then the next day, the flight he had booked got canceled. So he was finally able to get out 2 days after. And he was stranded pretty much at the airport. So he was miserable. Bless his heart. I told him that the next time he comes back out here, we're going to drive. I'll drive to go get him instead of him catching the plane. But yeah, it was pretty rough. It affected people on the ground as well as in the air. Let's move on to our final story. And it's about the life and legacy of none other than the legendary Betty White.
I'm Beatrice Arthur.
I'm Betty White.
I'm Rue McClanahan.
I'm Estelle Getty.
We're the Golden Girls from Hollywood, California. Good morning, America.
going into the GMA vault for that. Remember that too? Dun, 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 the old GMA theme song? That was Betty White, of course, and her Golden Girl co-stars on GMA back in 1987. This morning, we are celebrating the life of that TV icon. As we know, she passed away on Friday, just weeks short of her 100th birthday. Amy, going to give us a little glimpse at her golden legacy. Good morning.
It certainly was golden. Good morning. Happy New Year, everyone. And we all know Betty White was a welcome guest in all of our living rooms for most of our lives. Many of us probably thought she'd live forever, and in many ways, she will. The self-described lucky old broad holds the Guinness World Record for the longest television career by a woman entertainer. And this morning, we thank her for being a friend.
Betty White's humor was a blend of sweet and sassy.
Good morning, ladies. Not for you, nursey, nurse.
Complete with impeccable comedic timing that always got a laugh.
That's the camera. When the red light goes on, that means that the camera is about...
I know what I'm doing. Just cue me and then stick a sock in it.
A 17-year-old Betty White first appeared on television in 1939. By the 50s, she was hosting and producing her own network shows.
Betty White in Life with Elizabeth.
During that time, White would stand up against racism, telling executives back in 1954 who wanted her to fire a black dancer to live with it.
And now with a new feature, news from a woman's point of view, Sue Ann Nivens.
In the 70s, White becoming the ambitious, happy homemaker Sue Ann Nivens on the Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Mary, dear, in the language of the kitchen, that's a crock.
The role would earn her 2 Emmys.
Thank you for being a friend.
Then came The Golden Girls, starring 4 women of a certain age living under the same roof as roommates.
I should have said no to the Miss St. Olaf beauty pageant. It was 1951. That was the first year they let humans enter, too. We say things on the show that if we were 20, 25, 30 years younger, it would be salacious, it would be objectionable. We've been around the track a couple of times, and we can say it and get away with it.
Her comedic talents winning new fans, who in the millions petitioned for her to host Saturday Night Live.
Ladies and gentlemen, Betty White.
Which she did at the age of 88, the oldest host in the show's history.
People say, but Betty, Facebook is a great way to connect with old friends. Well, at my age, if I want to connect with old friends, I need a Ouija board.
Betty White found purpose outside of show business, too, through her passionate advocacy for animal welfare.
That's my life, really. I have to stay in show business to pay for my animal business.
And there was her 3rd husband, TV host Alan Ludden, whom she called the love of her life. The pair enjoying 18 years of marriage before his passing in 1981.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say to you when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Come on in, Betty. Here's Alan.
Betty White died at the age of 99, a television icon, an American golden girl.
All right, guys, in closing, I want to show you 2 news clips. I'm going to be covering stories on them. It'll fall up under my Unsolved Missing and a Broken Justice System. So the first one is going to be about Taylor Young, who recently went missing. And then the second story is also about a missing individual. Let's get into it.
Tonight, a mother is asking for help in the search for her 25-year-old son. His name is Taylor Young, and he's been missing now for nearly a week. KPRC2's Michael Lepardi is live near the ATM in West Houston, where Taylor's cell phone was found. Michael, what is Young's mother saying about his disappearance?
Christine, we spoke with the mother out here just a short time ago. She told me that she has many questions tonight, and she's hoping for her son's return. Tonight, Tiffany Robinson is trying to stay strong as she searches for answers about her son, 25-year-old Taylor Young.
My family calling me, praying with me. Everybody is shaking up. My mother is taking it very hard.
She says she last heard from him last Wednesday.
He sent me a text message about 11:30, a picture of his dog with the antlers on his head.
Tiffany says Taylor graduated from Sam Houston State University and works in accounting. She says he didn't come back from his lunch break and his phone was found in the bushes near this bank off Voss Road. Tiffany says Taylor's car is missing too.
Taylor have a routine, and the routine is get up in the morning, walk my dog, work, come home on my lunch break, walk my dog, either take a nap with my dog or play video game, go back to work.
Now this mother has many questions.
Everybody is concerned. Everyone is looking for him, and we just want him to come home safely.
Tiffany says that she spoke with police today and that they're hoping to get a look at the bank surveillance video in hopes that that may provide some clues. Reporting live in West Houston tonight, Michael Lopardi, KPRC 2 News.
All right, guys, and here's the closing story. Hi, this is Southern Belle 74, and I'm giving you the hot topic of the day, the mysterious death of Lauren Smith Fields. A family is devastated by the loss of their 23-year-old daughter and is raising alarming concerns about the way that the Bridgeport, Connecticut police are handling her death. This young lady met a gentleman on the Bumble app, which is a dating application, and ended up dead. Without a doubt, we know that our daughter is not a drug user. This came from her father. We had a second autopsy paid for because we felt so uncomfortable with the way that things were handled. This was what the family shared with a news reporter. As for the unidentified Bumble user, the Bridgeport police seemed not to believe that he was involved in her death. The family said they asked the investigator about the guy, and he just made it seem like the guy was a nice guy. This came from her brother after he talked to the investigator. In a statement, the family explained that the officers working with this case had failed to extend any kind of basic support to the family, only letting them know that they were condescending, arrogant, and very insensitive. Smithfield's relatives have not stopped calling the police department. The Bridgeport Police Department takes these concerns very seriously. This came from the city of Bridgeport. The command staff of the Detective Bureau is reviewing and handling this case to ensure the best practices were and are being followed. It is imperative to note that the death of Lauren Smithfield remains an ongoing investigation, and our department extends its deepest condolences to the family. Okay, guys, let me know what you think about the story. You'll see a news clip covering it. And this is what can happen when you go out on a date and end up dead.
It's killing me inside. I miss my baby.
The mother of 23-year-old Lauren Smith Fields of Bridgeport says her family's world came crashing down 10 days ago when her daughter was found dead inside her apartment on Plymouth Street, under what the family describes as mysterious circumstances. The medical examiner has not yet released the cause of death, and investigators aren't commenting.
Without a doubt, we know that my daughter was not a drug user, and I had a second autopsy myself, paid out of pocket, because we felt so uncomfortable with the way it was handled.
It's Lauren. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel.
Lauren was a familiar face to YouTube audiences. Her family says she had been a track star at Stamford High School and was now studying physical therapy at Norwalk Community College. A sweet child, they say, who had blossomed into a beautiful young woman who had the whole world at her feet. They say Lauren had met, quote, an older white man on the dating app Bumble, and it was he who alerted police to Lauren's death. The family says they are not satisfied with answers they got from an investigator.
I asked him about the guy. He just made it seem like the guy was a nice guy. There was nothing to investigate.
The only contact that we have had was from a very insensitive, condescending, and arrogant detective.
Lauren's dad reading a scathing statement saying police failed to extend the most basic courtesies and told his family to stop calling. Councilwoman Maria Pereira says police owe Lauren's mom an apology.
She sent a really well-written email, and I was shocked
when just yesterday she told me she had not even received a response.
A mom who's left to plan her daughter's funeral just days before Christmas says she's struggling to find a path forward.
Life is not the same. I don't know who I'm going to be after this.
In Bridgeport, Frank Recchia, News 12, Connecticut.
Truly two sad stories, and I'm going to cover them more in depth. I'm also working on a backup channel. It's going to be Let's Talk About It with Southern Belle. And so I'm going to start doing something different in 2022. I'm going to move a lot of my content that's not news-based away from this main channel, and I'm going to put it on my backup channel, and mainly focus this channel on celebrity and just regular local and worldwide news. And then the backup channel will have all the other things that I was doing. That way, I think I can grow the channel better if I'm focused on just doing the celebrity news on this one channel. So I'm going to change this from variety to basically celebrity news. And then the backup channel will have more of a variety feel. It'll have a little bit of everything in there. Okay, guys, thank you for tuning in. Please leave your comments in the comment section. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I appreciate everyone's support. Have a blessed day.